Welcome to Great Morning the Podcast, the End of Humanity edition. Ladies and gentlemen, thinkers and schemers, welcome back to another mind-bending, chaos-inducing, should we even be talking about this episode of Great Morning the Podcast. Today, we aren't just making history, we're erasing it. That's right, forget world peace. Today we're discussing how to destroy humanity. Not just a war, not just an empire, but the whole damn species.
Great morning. Great morning. Great morning.
Yes, and yes, the end times are here. Maybe. I don't know. Everybody's talking about how it's the end of the world. We always come across this conversation, man, where I just feel like generationally, people are just like, yo, man, this is it. This has got to be it. But I'm here to tell you, man, if we can survive the Holocaust and all that other bullshit that we've been through in history, who really knows? Who really knows? You know, humans, we're pretty strong. We're a pretty strong species. We survive a lot of shit. But before we get too deep into the episode, man, I got with me DJ Chucky, the in-studio comedian, man. Go ahead, bro. Tell me a little bit about your day, man. Is the end times here for you?
Hell no. None of that shit ain't got shit to do with me, man. It ain't got shit to do with me. It ain't got shit to do with my family. It ain't got shit to do with none of my circles. None of them. None of my Venn diagram circles. None of the circles I'm connected with. None of them.
It's funny, man, because
I mean, you got all this shit going on in the news, and people like, why, screaming, why, bitch, you're po today, you're gonna be po tomorrow, ho, and you ain't had no fucking greater bound any fucking way. So it's okay, man. Their lives are not gonna fucking change. It's not gonna change. It doesn't matter. None of this shit fucking matters. It's not the end of the world.
None of this shit is real, man.
It's not. It's not real, bro. We done lived through how many fucking presidents they said it was the end of the world on? What?
Everybody, everything. Every generation, you know, every generation
we
says
millennials. We millennials, so we had, goddamn, we was too much babies before Clinton. Who was before Clinton? Was it Reagan? Who was before Nixon? One of them motherfuckers. Anyway, we had Clinton ass. We had motherfucking Bush ass. Shit, we had Clinton twice. We had Bush ass. And motherfuckers was like, end of the world, goddamn it. George Bush don't like black people. And then fucking we became successful as hell out of that motherfucker. We had his ass twice. Then we had Barack Obama twice. Then we had Trump
twice.
Sleepy Joe. Now we had Trump again. We about to have Trump again. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't no fucking end of the world. It wasn't the end of the world any of them goddamn time. As a matter of fact, we all developed and increased something out of it. Everybody won, so we got something out of the game.
We pretty resilient. The human race is pretty resilient. I will give us that, man. We be surviving some shit.
This country is pretty resilient, man. We're the ones that make it all shocking. If you don't win, you lose. And that's just how it goes, bro. And
think about it.
That's it.
But think about it. Think about this, okay? And it's not even just about politics. We can just talk about globally everything, right? I mean, there's motherfuckers talking about climate change, right? Aliens, right? Hollywood is obviously extremely satanic. So then you have like the religious spectrum where everybody's like, oh man, you know, what is it they say? The devil's in the details, but there's a lot of details out there with the devil. You know what I'm saying?
Details in the devil.
So it's funny because I like to think of it like I go back in my mind and I'm like, I wonder what like kings and shit was sounding like back in the day. They're like, oh, thine end days are cometh, thine end days are here. Thy shall not fucking survive past thy next 2 full century moons or whatever. You know what I mean? Like whatever the fuck they want to say on some shit. But I just feel like generationally, everybody's always like, yo, man, this is it. But I don't think that people understand how real, not even just how real, but how resilient we are as a species. We be. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like our whole fucking existence has just been conflict, especially in America. We some motherfucking bullies out here for the right
Well,
reasons.
you can't have. It's hard to have peace without conflict and or tension. It's hard to have peace without it because you're gonna get somebody that's gonna want to take something more than what they share is. You know what I mean? And for it to be peace, even then, that means nobody has to do nothing. Nobody can check them. But the minute that someone checks them, peace is disrupted. So you can't live in peace. It's impossible. As long as there are going to be people who want to take more than their fair share, which there always is, and someone checks them, that's game. There's no more peace. Peace is the acceptance of things being what it is. You got to be grasped. To fully have peace, you have to be grasped. Peace is within yourself.
I got an idea. I got an idea. It just came to me when you said that. We're going to do a little bit of improv. Okay?
All right.
So I need you to get into character. I need you to identify somebody who is going to be taking over the world. You are going to take down humanity. And I'm going to be like your advisor. I'm going to be like your little advisor guy. Maybe ask you some questions and stuff. But what I want you to do is I really want you to get into character. And I want you to tell me how you're about to destroy all of humanity. So let's get into the little improv.
Let's do some improvisational comedy. Let's do some improvisational comedy.
I am your fucking assistant here, and I want you to identify yourself so I know who exactly it is I'm going to be, fucking assisting. And what are your fucking goals, mate? Should I? Fucking, I'm gonna stick with that one. I'm gonna stick with that guy.
Well, my goals are to end humanity, to destroy the selfishness and the greed so we can achieve peace.
All right, I thought Batman was a good guy. But all right, so I guess the first thing I will want to bring up on the spectrum, or maybe ask you this little bit of a question, is what is the biggest weakness of human civilization, mate?
The weakness of human civilization is that everyone's not created equal. There are more weak than there is strong.
Interesting. Fuck. All right. Let me restart. What should we? All right.
Destroy them all. And I will just save a few strong women. And I will plant my seed and start a whole new humanity.
And what does these women look like to you, your powerful, fucking unlimited majesty?
They look like Angel Reese.
Right, who the fuck is that?
She's a dominant basketball player in the women's league.
No, nice. Very nice.
And they look like Rhea Ripley from the WWE. Strong women, strong man, strong offspring.
All right, so what are we going to do? We're just going to move in and you're just going to, you said people are not created equal and all that good stuff, Mike. Right, that's cool. So what are you going to do? You're just going to go in and just start bashing fucking heads in? Is that the game?
No. I'm gonna bring my spaceship down, grab up these strong women, and take them to a new world. And then I'm gonna destroy the sun.
Destroy the sun. But wouldn't we also be destroyed if you destroy the sun?
I'm going to a new world. We have our own sun.
All right. So we're saving Elon Musk.
Yeah, you know what? We should save him too.
We should save Elon Musk.
Yeah,
We
save
need-
him too.
But then what if Elon Musk takes over the new world? Because he got us there.
He won't, because he's not greedy.
That's true. Nice guy. Seems polite. Seems good enough. All right, cool. So we're gonna destroy the sun and marry and save all the Reeses in the world. And
I marry no one. I'll be planting my seed in all of them.
population control. That's a good backup. That's very strong. Good idea on that one. That's good. And then a couple of questions that I just want to hit you with. Don't you feel like humans are kind of hardwired to destroy themselves a bit, right? Like they're kind of doing it enough on their own already. Do you feel like we really need to?
They do a lot of things to harm themselves, but not to destroy themselves.
Right, and we want destruction, right? We want to absolutely collapse.
Wipe them out.
All right, and then interesting take on this. I like this. Is this like a fast process, or is this like a slow? Like, do you think it's going to be like a slow thing, or like over time, or do you think it's going to be something that's just going to happen, like spliff in a jiff?
Well, when you take out the sun, the Earth has 8 minutes to live, and then that's it. So you have 8 minutes to survive. Say goodbye to your loved ones, and then poof, it's over. And then we will start a new world in the new universe.
What are we going to name it?
Haven't came that far yet.
I gotta stop. We gotta transition from that. It's funny. All right, first of all, I thought Batman was a good guy. That was a very Batman. That was a very Batman vibe. But who knows? I probably could have.
But Thanos sound like that too.
Thanos did not sound like that.
What did he sound like?
All right, give me your Thanos impression.
I can't remember what Thanos ever said, but he says shit like, "We have to end humanity." Damn, you're right. Thanos didn't really sound like it.
Yeah, Thanos had more of a deeper voice. You know what I'm saying? He was more like more of like a quoted deep guy. Like I felt like philosophically wise, it was a little bit stronger. Hold on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you.
He did say some deep stuff. It was like,
Thanos
damn.
was low key a fucking a goat, man.
Bro was a poet.
Like bro was a fucking poet, man. Let's check this out. Okay, we're gonna play a little bit of this shit. Great morning.
I can't hear that. Wait, you can hear that? I can't hear that. Hey,
Great morning.
I can't hear that.
That's a bad motherfucker, man.
I can't hear what he's saying.
You didn't hear any of that? So none of that shit even went into the podcast?
I don't know if it went into the podcast, but it didn't go into my ears. Pause.
I'm gonna have to review that. We're gonna have to review that little segment, man. But yeah, he was like he wasn't even a bad guy. I think he was on track. I do think that there's gonna have to be some type of a major depopulation or escalation. But then again, who knows? That could be our downfall. Look at China.
It already is.
China stopped. Like they tried to put laws on how many kids you could have because it was fucking so much.
Well, they stopped us from fucking by pushing gay everywhere and made being gay popular. So guess what? We're not having kids.
Propaganda. Yeah, honestly.
I gotta find out what that word means.
Propaganda?
I'm almost tired. Yes, I'm tired of hearing that word.
What do you
Because it
mean?
seems like everybody spews it everywhere. What the fuck does propaganda mean? What does
propaganda,
that mean?
bro. It's propaganda. It's like,
okay, I keep hearing propaganda. I keep hearing the word fucking bigot. What the fuck is bigot?
okay, bigot's
Is that
funny.
even in
funny
the
word.
dictionary?
Yeah, bigot's a funny word. That's a good one. But propaganda,
Stupid hoes, man.
This is the definition of propaganda. Propaganda is information, especially biased or misleading, and it's used to shape public perception, influence opinions, or push a specific agenda. It's often designed to evoke strong emotions rather than present objective facts. So it's like very emotionally led shit. For example, TikTok, bro. TikTok is like the biggest fucking propaganda machine out there. I don't think a lot of people understand. If the CEO of TikTok doesn't want his kids using TikTok and heavily monitors it, and then in China, the only thing that's allowed to be streamed on TikTok is educational stuff. But then you come over here to America, and then you get on American TikTok, and we're over here eating Tide Pods and making up dances. We're like literally just creating the dumbest people in the world. What was that movie that came out a long time ago, and it was basically like, what was that really swole ass dude, man, black dude? What was his name?
Like what movie?
The one where America was really dumb and they started watering all the plants with Gatorade and all that shit.
Oh, that was called Idiocracy.
Idiocracy. We are on our way. We are on our way, ladies and gentlemen. We really are.
We are already wearing Crocs. That was in the movie.
Yeah.
Hi.
We already when someone says something smart, we already go.
Hi.
What the fuck did they say? When someone says something smart, I love not arguing with people, but I love having discussions with people when they say something that's very flatline and meaningless. And so then I always respond with, say something smart. You know, like the thing when they be like, oh, I don't like Trump. And I'd be like, damn, for real? Why? Say something smart. And then they'd be like, well, he's a rapist. And I'd be like, so is your shit. Who knows? Your mama might have been asleep when your dad nutted in her. Now what? You know what I mean? Which is facts. And if you're married and or in a long-term relationship, you might have nutted in your lady while she was asleep.
You might have been conceived off of that, and that's true. You can still rape people.
What
even
if your dad was sober and your mom was drunk? That's rape.
That is technically that is, but we're not going to get into that conversation.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, it's facts.
I'm just saying.
These are things we got to look at. These are things that we got to look at.
But is that you know what I mean? I'd be like, say something smart, man. You got to say something smart. Say something fucking smart. I need something fucking smart. Say it smart. I love saying that because then it's over. You can't say nothing smart no more. Done.
You know, I mean, I don't know, man. Conflict and shit like that is good, but I also think that, like, let's say we did have a perfect world, right? Let's say everything was like 100% peace. I almost feel like peace itself would destroy humanity just as much as conflict would destroy humanity.
Peace itself
would. I don't think that we're capable of peace. Truly.
Why? Because look, if there is peace, right? Everyone would go with the flow. But there would be no flow because there would be no force pushing anything. You know what I mean? There will be no if there is peace, that means everyone is okay with what they have right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No one is trying to win or lose. You know?
Well,
no one is trying to win. As long as someone's trying to win, there will never be peace. Maybe there's because competition is also not peace. Because I'm trying to go against you. And that is also the game of life. I'm trying to go against you. My team versus your team. Our fucking podcast versus everybody fucking podcast. You know what I mean? Fuck the ops.
Yeah, fuck the ops, man. Fuck the ops and fuck the 304s. I don't know. So here's my take
Well,
on
we
it.
all love a 304.
Here's my take on that, man. If you had perfect peace, we would still find a way to self-destroy. It's almost like overindulging, you know? It's
Mhm.
almost like when you have access to too much shit and you're like, you know what? I know that like all this peace is like really good for me, but I just need something inside of me to just like fuck it up. You know what I mean? This is a devil's world, bro. So we're gonna destroy ourselves some way, somehow. It's almost like you go over to a nice family dinner and you're sitting there and it's not even, let's say it's not even your dinner. Let's say it's like a girl's dinner. You're going over to a girl's house and you're meeting her family for the first time and you're sitting there and people are just asking basic questions like, hey, what's your name? You know, what do you do? You have a career, you know, and then they bring out the dinner and, you know, got a full spread, got fucking turkey and ham and whatever else. I'm assuming, you know what I mean? Because let's say our girl here is white and they're just giving us like, you know, like fucking store-bought potato salad and
Oh God.
you fucking sitting there, man, and you just like look at the mom and just be like, I don't see how you made your daughter because you're a fucking ugly, you know? You
I
just
ain't gonna
start
lie, dog.
disrespecting people.
That's
Like
yeah, that happened to me a lot.
you get what?
Yeah, I still smash, but like I don't know, man. It took me older years to realize that yeah, man, they about to look like they mom later. At least of some features. If they
Well,
don't look like they mom, they look like they dad, and then you know you basically looking at they dad. Yeah,
cycle's got to end though. Somebody got to break the cycle.
yeah, they do break
Eventually,
the cycle when you mix babies, and
yeah,
then yeah,
because eventually down the line. So here's a theory, right? We are of either the strongest or we are descendants of the weakest. For example, back when people had to fight hardcore in like Roman times and shit, like war was like blade and steel. You know what I'm saying? And people were stabbing each other. And it was like violent and fucking crazy. Like the people that survived those wars
yeah.
were either the ones in the front that fucking like murdered and killed a fuck ton of people, or they were the ones in the back, man, hiding. And they survived.
Those
So
are the ones they didn't survive.
They did survive, man.
No, bro, we are descendants from fucking strong ass fucking people.
Only the strongest. You don't think that somewhere out there somebody survived a war because they ran away and then they continue to populate the world?
No, the humanity is not built like that, bro. The society is not built like that. Women want a 10 man, and that's all women. I'm talking 10 women all the way down to a 1 woman. Wants a 10 man. So the coward, the little guy, the 3 man, only a 1 or a 2 woman wants the 3 man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a 4 if the 3 man is having a good day, but the 1 and 2 woman only wants the 3 man. Therefore, his ability to continue his bloodline is smaller. You know? We've had kids, you know what I'm saying? So we ain't 3s. All right? We've had kids, so we ain't 3s. But I'm just saying, like, over time, those 3s and those 2s will also make 3s and 2s or 2s and 1s. And then
that's what I'm getting at. What if only the 3s and 2s were really the ones pumping them out? What if all the 10s, all the 10 men back in the day fucking died because they were in the front lines, bro?
No.
They were the first ones out.
Well, the front line men, I would say probably were the 5s and 6s. The 10s are the one. Yeah, the 10s are the ones that was leading the pack. The 10s are the ones that were getting not forced, but they were getting betrothed or set up with other 10 women, other 10 families. Like the whole family's a fucking 10. And they
That's
were
a good
having a
point.
bunch of babies, and they were building dynasties of bloodlines, bro. We are descendants of that. We can't go farther back than 1960 because of, we being black and we being separated and we ain't got no history like that. But we got to understand the science, bro. Your dad, right? Your mom saw your dad as a top dog at that time and wanted to conceive you. You know what I'm saying? And with you, same thing. They saw you as a top dog at that time and wanted to, same thing. You know what I mean? And you can walk into any establishment and test this theory. Now, you know what I mean? You can walk any establishment and test this theory and see where you stand amongst the rest of the men. Guaranteed, someone's gonna want to put themselves onto you because they want to keep this going. It's human nature, bro. It's just
Well,
science.
that's natural. That's completely correct, right? And it doesn't always have to come in like science shit. Sometimes that should come in money. Sometimes that should come in influence. Sometimes that should just come in power. But I'll tell you what, this is how fucked up humanity is, especially when it comes to the bloodline, right? What do you think would happen, right, if we were told that the world was going to end in a week?
I'm fucking everybody. That's all I'm saying.
Right. I don't say exactly as in agreement, but what I'm saying is like, that's my point, right? If people on the global planet knew that the world was ending in a week, imagine everybody, like what the majority of people would do as society as a whole. Do you know how many, I'm not even gonna lie, do you know how many women would probably just go out and start slaying dudes?
No, and you know what? I honestly believe that one thing will not happen is people will not loot. That is the weird thing.
That's interesting. Oh yeah, because what good is it?
No one will loot. No one. It's gonna be. You think it's gonna be a riot? No, absolutely not a riot. It's just gonna be a week of everybody doing what they wish they did. That's it. I mean, and the things that drive humans in the first place, which is sex, money,
power.
Power.
But what good is power if the world's ending in a week too at the same time? You know what I'm saying?
I believe it's just going to be sex and money. So you might take whatever is in your account and you might start doing stuff. I believe a lot of things will be free, like skydiving or some shit like that. You're gonna see a lot of people doing that.
Hey, I would not do skydiving. Let me tell you why. Because that skydiver was probably like, you know what? I've always wanted to not pull the chute.
What would happen if I don't pull the chute?
You might just catch that tandem jump where he's like, I'm not going to make it to the end of this, but you know what? I've always wanted to kill somebody and I've always wanted to not pull the chute. I mean, I ain't going to tell you that. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. And I don't know why I had the thought, like, just do it over water, but you would still fucking die.
Like, I still feel like there would be people out there murdering people like hardcore. I think that you're right. I think it'd be like, if there was like a huge message that was like, hey guys, sun's going out in a week. And then after that, you got 8 minutes. I do have some faith in humanity to where people are going to be like, all right, well, I'm going to hunker down with my family and just spend good time with my family and this and that. And, we would like to think that hopefully everybody in the family gets together and they spend their last days with each other, eating, drinking, and having good family fun and telling each other how much they love it. But then on the other side of that, man, you got people, they ain't got shit really. And they're just going to be like, you know what? I'm going to go out there and murder people and fuck. Right? It's going to be some crazy shit. It's going to be like the Purge for like a week.
You think, I don't know if people are going to get murdered, man.
Like, why wouldn't they get murdered,
Why would
bro?
you kill somebody if they already about to die?
Because somebody is like, I'm going to die in a week. They're going to die in a week. I'm going to kill this person. I've always wanted to kill somebody, right?
I don't. I feel like, I think it's just going to be people just want to do what they want to do. They're going to be who they want to be. For that little bit, for that week, yeah. I feel there's going to be a lot of cruises going out. You know what I mean? Fucking, they're going to be turning up. Some flights going to get taken. Some, people are going to do what they want to do. They people want to bet the house on black, probably. I bet you everybody wants to do that at least one. I want to do it. I want to bet I want to make one stupid ass gambling decision because I know how it feels for that rush. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. I know what it's like to have a rush in gambling.
Yeah, you got to make all this. You got to make all destructive decisions, bro. You got to go into the casino,
but all the fun
with
ones,
everything you got, and then just be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna put it on this," and then see if you could double it up. You know,
and then go ham. I don't think we're gonna be trying to spending money is not gonna be a thing, bro. We're gonna be taking what we want to fucking go get and live how we want to live. Killing people is probably gonna be the last thing on our mind. I mean, you're probably gonna have ops or whatever, but
that would be like a good that would be a good way to go out. Like if I'm not, respect to the Almighty, but if you were a creator of something and you really wanted to put your creation to the test, right? Give them a week. Like give humanity a week. Just come down and make an announcement. I'm like, hey guys, in a week.
Just come down and
just come on down. Don't even make it cool. Just jump on. Matter of fact, make it like a Twitch stream. Get on Twitch, and then just be like, hey guys, everybody's got a week. Like if you get all the world leaders together in a giant conference, and then you get on Fox, CNN, and like major news stations and shit like that, NBC, MSNBC, whatever the fuck, right? And then they all just get together and just say, hey guys, we've all collectively to drop our nukes in a week. Like we're done with this shit. That's what we're gonna do. And we knew that the world was gonna end in a week, man. Like people would hardcore.
People would people. I'm so serious.
I'd be cool
for all of the world leaders to want to drop their nukes. I don't think that'll still be the end of the world. Somebody will survive.
Because the elite would survive. They got bunkers.
You know who else would survive? This fucking the Mormons, man, over in Idaho and fucking Utah. I mean, they're just because they're just so protected by. Think about this, right? In the middle of the United States, you are so protected by two big ass oceans and a big ass glob of land with most of the goddamn people and where the military is. You're the last to leave the earth.
I'm going to ask that. Where in the United States is the safest place to be if there was a nuclear, war?
Yeah. Geographically, though, you got to ask geographically. You can't ask, because they'll say the White House. Geographically. You have to say geographically where, you know what I mean? Because there's so many mountains in the middle. And not only that, you got water, trees, wildlife. It's enough to survive out there.
Oh, man. You know what? This is how I know you got survival instincts, because you're absolutely right. So, the top safe zones, geographically speaking, would be Western Montana and Idaho.
Fucking genius, boy.
Dude, that's where the Rocky Mountains are.
That's what I'm saying.
You got low population density, right? You got mountainous terrain. You have access to fresh water and farmland, and there's no major military hub. But the only problem is
stupid just to live an easy life. Other than that, bro.
But wait, what about winters? Don't they get really harsh winters over there?
No,
they don't get
harsh. No, they don't get harsh.
The Rocky Mountains, bro.
I lived in Chicago, bro. What you mean? I walked to school in -3.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro, I'm still alive.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We are okay.
Man, that shit is wild to me. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean,
Kanye got it right, bro, because he got 4,000 acres over there.
Where, in Idaho?
In western Montana. And Wyoming.
Oh, he knows something.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell when people know. You know what I'm saying? You could tell when certain people with a certain amount of money and influence, man, when they start moving different, bro, you could tell they know something, bro. You got to pay attention to that shit.
Yeah.
You gotta really lock in and follow these people on social media, because once they switch that shit up, bro,
You know what? Let's go in on a bunker over there, man. How much is some land over there? We just build a fucking bunker, bro.
Mm.
And then we'll just make it vacation property until it all hits the fan.
Mm. You know what? That's not a bad idea.
What's up, man? I got a few dollars.
Okay. All right. You know what? We might not even have to fucking buy it. What if we just take that shit?
You know,
All right.
just like I was saying earlier to somebody, that taking land is just history, bro. You know, because they took away the DEI stuff on the Arlington Cemetery. That's like the new news right now.
Wait, they did what?
They took away DEI stuff on the Arlington Cemetery website.
What?
Yeah. So check it. This is what they did. There was links to that was saying notable Black burials, notable Spanish burials, notable women burials, and then they removed those links, and they just have notable Medal of Honor burials like that, and the Black people are still there. There's TikTok videos going on like they removed all the Black people out of the Arlington Cemetery. How did you vote for this? No, bitch. They just removed the link saying notable Black people. The Black people are still fucking listed.
They didn't go uproot and dig.
Yeah, they ain't just dig.
You can't attack can't attack the dead on DEI.
You're right. They just attacked the notable Black. You know what I mean? Notable Spanish, yada yada. Notable gay, yada yada yada. Like that. It's just, and they're tripping. It's just we're just trying to make it. I understand the big picture. They're just trying to make it American notable Medal of Honor recipients. Boom. That's it. I get that.
That's not the worst thing that could happen, bro. That's actually
really
not
the worst thing that can happen. Like, okay, all right. People got to think, man. Just use your brain. I get it. We were spending a whole lot of money on the gay pride and all the other stuff. Gay History Month in the week. We were buying cakes and decorations and making posts and commercials and all these videos and all that. I get it. Let's stop spending money on that. Use that money to something else, which honestly I believe, because guess what? They only gave E5 and below goddamn pay raises. Where the fuck is the rest of our pay raises at? You wanna know why? Because we're spending it on DEI. So
they know though. So here's the thing about the military, and this might be where the military is messing up, especially within the senior enlisted marketplace. Okay, here's what's messed up. They're going to E5 and below right now because they need retention. Right, sailor retention is an issue. So they're going to E5 and below right now, and they're negotiating. Like, okay, so where do you want to go in order for you to stay in? What do you want? How much money do you need? Whereas for us, they already know we locked into the game, right? We're not getting out because we too close to the end. So we'll be like, hey man, I got a family. I'm really trying to go to San Diego, right, and stay in San Diego for my family, right? And they'll be like, okay, well, is your kid in school and this and that? And they'll kind of work with you, but in the reality of it is, man, they're gonna be like, hey man, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You need to go. Whereas the E5, unless you're like, unless you have like family on the EFM program and shit like that, like you have like something actually going on in your family, bro, they're gonna negotiate with you. They're gonna be like, how much money you want, man? What we gotta do? Because of demand of retention. And it's kind of fucked up. I'll tell you what the military, if you're in the military, tell me if I'm wrong. Matter of fact, I'll just keep it to the Navy. But if you really want to keep people in, man, there's only 3 things you got to do. 1, beards for men. Let men grow fucking beards.
Ain't nobody got out for that though.
Dude, I know people that are just fed up with it.
Well, they are fed up with it.
And what
nobody
we've
got
done,
the fucking no shave shit no more. They just growing a fucking beard.
But what we've done is we've just kind of like let everybody sign off on the chit. People just get a chit and say, hey man, I got dry skin, I got bumps or this and that. Like medical doesn't give a fuck. Man, you might as well just go ahead and let everybody wear a fucking beard. Beards are not going to end the world. Second thing, move away from the alcohol, right? Which we've been doing pretty well, lately, but allow people to smoke weed, man. Cannabis. I really think there's a lot of people that don't want to join the military only because they view cannabis as medication.
I don't want them.
Anxiety.
I don't want them either.
Joint pain.
I don't want
joint
them either.
issues.
Get out. All
You
of
know
you
what I'm
get out.
saying?
If you
No,
want to smoke
cannabis,
weed,
man.
no, get out. No, there's nobody. The greatest person that smokes weed right now is fucking Joe Rogan, who sits on his ass and talks shit. Snoop Dogg, who looks dried the fuck out, and goddamn,
Wiz Khalifa.
who is a fucking F-list celebrity. Okay, who else? There's nobody else of any greatness that does that shit.
I bet you Elon Musk smokes weed.
He smoked weed one time on the Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
That was it. And
Yeah.
but even then, like no one else of any greatness does that. I have.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Wait, hold on.
Go after it.
Bob
Say
Marley.
something smart.
Bob Marley.
He fucking made music.
Yeah.
And then what? What the
Dude.
fuck else did he do?
All right, let me
other than made reggae
let's
music.
compare and contrast. All right, let's compare and contrast on this. Let's
Yeah,
go.
go for it, please.
Let's go. All right, so this is what is legal. Alcohol is legal. We
Yeah.
all know alcohol should not be legal. If we had the standards and knowledge of today, back in the prohibition days, we would have never have made alcohol legal, but they did it financially.
Here's the thing. All great deals have been made over a glass of whiskey.
You know why? Because whiskey not only is really good at killing people, right? Because let's face it, all alcohol is, man, is acetaldehyde. It is a poison for your body, right? But it's an addictive, highly addictive substance, bro. Alcohol is way more addictive than cannabis. And if you sit here and smoke a blunt, you might wake up in a fog, yes. But you are not going to wake up with poisoned, with a fully like poisoned fucking body. So when you got people that are in an environment with PTSD and anxiety and facing depression and joint issues and muscle issues, and you know that cannabis, it doesn't even have to be THC, bro. You could still stay away from THC, but you can move more towards the actual medicinal properties like CBD, right? Hey, everybody, you can smoke CBD. You can use lotions with CBD. You can use shampoos with CBD because it's no different than using a fucking plant for what the plant is made of.
That shit is whack. Makes you
I'll tell you what's
lazy,
going to happen.
Stupid and unconcerned. That's what cannabis does. Lazy,
I'll tell you,
stupid, and unconcerned.
I'll tell you what's really going to happen. It's not that people become lazy, stupid, and unconcerned because like there's different THCs for different things. What it does, man, is when you start smoking cannabis, you start thinking differently. But when you get drunk, you start acting differently. Cannabis would take people out the matrix. Like if you're smoking weed, right? The people that smoke weed are like, wait a minute. What? Why am I doing this? What's going on? Like they start thinking outside the box. It's a natural thing from the earth, right? When people start drinking, right? They're changing their brain chemistry to the point to where they start becoming a different person. And you're damaging your body. That shit doesn't happen with weed. So if you are going to have something, a recreational substance, it is much better for people to smoke than it is to drink, especially in the middle. How many times you done drove to work on a duty day still drunk?
A few times. But not like drunk though. Just hungover.
Yeah. Hurting. Operational capacity instantly 50-60%. You're half of your best at best. You're not gonna do that if you smoked the night before. You might be late. I'll tell you what, man. Give somebody have a sailor during cleaning stations be hungover. Find them laying down in the fan room or throwing up in the toilet. You have somebody at cleaning stations who's high. That's gonna be the shiniest brass.
That one piece because they ain't moving.
They ain't moving, bro. That one piece of brass, bro, is gonna be the shiniest, motherfucking glistening. Their boots, if they get into it on their boots and they just want to mellow out, listen to music, smoke a joint, and shine their fucking boot. I'm not saying do it on duty, but I'm just saying, cannabis will make you think differently. And yeah, you might be really lazy and a little lethargic and stuff, but alcohol.
That's it. That's what I don't want nobody unlazy.
But alcohol does the same thing. Alcohol will.
No one works drunk though. Your argument is you saying people are high at work.
People definitely, man, motherfuckers sneak alcohol in the ship. People work drunk.
That is true. People do it, but it's not allowed. People do it, but it's not allowed. People did that with cannabis, but it wasn't allowed. People did that with cannabis gummies, but it wasn't allowed. I knew people who was on the urinalysis team who was smoking weed because they kept taking themselves off the goddamn list.
Yeah, that's it's not allowed. I'm
It
not
does
saying it's
happen.
wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong.
I'm saying it's wrong.
So then how about this? For the military, if you really want to proceed military, take it all out. And that's including prescribed medications because that shit is no better. And that's the real loophole. Motherfuckers
If you got
get in
anxiety,
there.
get the fuck out.
Motherfuckers, listen, man. Motherfuckers, well, that you're gonna have anxiety, but motherfuckers get in and they start popping these prescription pills, bro. That's one chemical away from just straight street meth.
Nah,
right?
man.
My back hurt,
Blue Chew
and then
stays,
they popping these fucking pills coming into work. And that's some real shit, man. So you got you got pills, you got alcohol, you got all this shit, but we want to encourage. It's so contradictory, man, because we're like everybody get in shape. Go down to the ship store and that shit Snickers and Monsters. You know what I'm saying? And cigarettes and fucking shit like that, bro. I'm just saying there's healthier alternatives. I truly believe the cannabis is a healthier alternative than alcohol. So you let people smoke, man. And if you really want to grow your forces, I do still say that weed is going to grow our forces. Because then what's the real difference other than the travel and being away from family that you're gonna have with your job?
We're gonna recruit the wrong people.
We're gonna recruit some fucked up, fucking lazy people.
Not no war fighters. Not no people who are competent enough to fight the war or do their piece of the pie to support the war.
We doing that
We
right
ain't gonna
now.
have. Hey, check it. Like the ASVAB tenors, right? We quit that shit. We cut that shit out immediately. And you've been the chief ever since. And you've been a part of some goddamn DRBs. And a lot of them DRBs was ASVAB tenors. Or people with ASVAB waivers. And then the same goddamn people. And the same folks that got in who had to drink that gookie shit to fucking get that weed out their goddamn system.
Mm-hmm.
Dry lip, dry skin ass motherfuckers, yellow eye motherfuckers, fucking.
Here's my thing though. I'll tell you what, the worst DRBs that I've ever been a part of, right, was shit that happened in port while people were fucked up. That's when the fights happen. That's when the fucking sexual assault cases happen, right? When people go into port or people are outside their little comfort zone and they start drinking and shit, that's when motherfuckers start saying, let's go check out this back alley, right? And start doing wilding out and, you know what I mean? Like all this other crazy shit. Those are the worst DRBs. But if that's an easy fix, bro. If you're going to allow people to smoke cannabis, then change your criteria for enlistment, right? Hey, man, if you want to enroll into the military where you can still, because let's face it, man, we're enrolling people into the military right now that are joining for college. They have no ambitions to do more than one term. It's the experience that happens after that first term or within that first term that's going to determine on whether or not they want to stay in, right? Like for me, example, my first 8 months into the military, I was already deployed in fucking Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. You know what I'm saying?
Like that actually sounds pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, right, man. My recruiter put me on game talking about, no, you could travel the world, you could do this, you could do that. So never being from outside of St. Louis, Missouri, right, or Illinois or anything, right? Like going to Brazil within my first 8 months, I was like, dude, this is it. This is it for me. And the standards were higher, and it was harder, and it was challenging. But now we're so accommodating that people are joining the military for fucking college, medical benefits. Nobody's joining over patriotism because patriotism, you know, we haven't had that conflict yet. We haven't had that stir yet.
Oh, you know we just did, man. We just bombed the goddamn terrorists yesterday.
Yeah, I mean now
we just
launched we got strike. Conflict. Listen, but we got conflict now, but we're really facing as a society is a social divide amongst the people. People are not joining for patriotism as much as we'd like to. But if you want to allow people to smoke cannabis, bringing it all back in, then raise your standards, right? Because right now we have extremely low standards to get anybody. And we're strict on all the wrong shit. So when you're strict on everything that's wrong with extremely low standards, you're going to get poor retention because you're going to get the lazy motherfuckers anyway. You're going to get you're going to get the admin people anyway. You're not going to get, there's so, like, even special forces, right, standards and shit have dropped. You know what I
So
mean?
you saying, well, if we got some 7 or 8s, we can allow 7 or 8s to smoke, because when they smoke, they become 5 and 6s. Well, if we get some 9s and 8s, they become 7 and 8s when they smoke. Versus when we get these 2s and 3s and they smoke, they just fucking negative 3s because they ain't worth the goddamn damn already.
Well, I don't want to say that smoking makes you, to say that smoking, right, is going to make you less is not what I'm saying.
Bro, we from the same shit, bro.
Listen,
Not one motherfucker that I know from the south side of Chicago to goddamn the streets of goddamn Florida to Atlanta, where all my stomping grounds are, where not one motherfucker that I know smoked weed was a high output human. And I mean high output human that did more than what the regular day did, more than go to school. Hell, they went to school and didn't do the fucking work. Or they went to work and did more than go to work and just do what they fucking supposed to do on their job. And even then, they argued at work and barely kept the job. Like, I'm talking high output. Someone who can wear multiple hats, who gave to society, who leaves some kind of legacy behind and has something positive to brag about on a day-to-day basis. That's what I'm talking about.
But I don't think that is necessarily because of cannabis. I think that is an environmental issue. I think that is an upbringing and a social norm and a societal issue, because I know a lot of people who smoked weed, right? And now they're fucking city builders and shit. Like, they're city project managers, and like, they were complete stoners in college and on Adderall. It was on weed and Adderall and drinking.
Damn.
And it was just high output motherfuckers. Like, you're going to get lawyers that was smoking weed and shit like that. I don't think it's the weed. I think it's just the people. And I think as society as a whole, we're all slowly losing this paradigm of work hard, earn money and make an impact as like a leader in society, like a doctor, a lawyer, right? People that stuff. Because now everyone knows that the biggest capitalization that we're utilizing is attention and personal information for marketing companies. There's a whole
threes
switch.
Are winning.
Yeah, and the threes are winning because all you need is a fat ass to make money. You know what I mean? Or as a dude, look at the people that are winning, right? The people that are winning right now in society, we'll talk about the men in general, like from a male perspective. The people that are winning from a male perspective are just the people that are doing the basic shit consistently, like working out and showing the workouts, right? They got a discipline. And then people are capitalizing on it. They're like, dude, this dude's so fucking dope. He goes to the gym 5-6 times a week. Look at his fucking body. Like, what? And that shit is like the base, bro. People that are winning right now are just, if you do anything, and this is how low the bar is. If you do anything, people respect you. Whereas back in the day, you had to do everything. You had to fucking people respected you if you went to like a pristine college. And if you were like a fucking professional bodybuilder, but you couldn't just be a professional bodybuilder. You also had to be in movies and all this other shit. Like, you had to do a lot. Now you have to do a little to just get anything. You go to somebody and say, I got a fucking blog page, right? And people are going to respect you on that blog page. So as a whole, our retention is coming from a societal breakdown. Because, yeah, man, where we're from, a lot of people don't do shit because they don't leave the town. They don't leave their city. They don't leave their environment. You know what I'm saying? But the richest motherfuckers and some of the biggest go-getters and motherfucking crazy motherfuckers in reality are the ones that are doing the worst shit. They're on fucking cocaine and shit, bro. They can afford the drugs. The good drugs.
All the millionaires that I've met so far in my lifetime, all the millionaires that I've met so far, they probably were ex-weed smokers and don't do it currently, or they never did none of that shit like that. Therefore, I don't like that shit, because if no one of any success that I've seen and experienced with my own eyes, they don't do it. They drink alcohol. Hell, every fucking body drink alcohol, and I get it, indulge and have a good time. But alcohol don't make you. It doesn't reduce you as a person. If you're a 10, you're going to be a fucking 10 on alcohol.
Yeah, but that goes into just who you are as a person, your habits. And
Yeah.
I will give it to you, right? I will give it to you like this, right? People that abstain from abusing anything are going to be the ones that are the millionaires. Because it all comes down
That's
to
deep.
abuse.
Yeah.
It all just comes down to abuse. If you're in the military and you're allowed to smoke weed, but you allow yourself to smoke weed to a point where you're completely fucking useless, it's just who you are. How is your brain chemistry, right? Just because it's happening with alcohol, it's happening with prescription pills, it's happening. You might as well just say fuck it. At least with weed, you can tax it, make it federally legal, and take away the excuse, and then let the
And that's what they
motherfuckers.
did.
And then just let the motherfuckers that are gonna go get it. You
If
know,
you made weed a weekend thing where it's only for the weekend, then I can understand. Because I ain't gonna lie, I've never been high in my life. And I kind of want to. I just want to know what it's like. And when I retire, I want to get high as fuck and take a long ass fucking cruise. I'm talking like 3 months. And I want to hit all the goddamn spots. Australia, Europe, all that. I'm going on the Carnival or Royal Caribbean or something. I'm out this motherfucker. I'm off the grid for 3 months.
I think that once you partake in cannabis, I don't know either. But once you partake in cannabis, you're gonna smoke that shit and you're gonna be like, man, if I could have did this, I'd do 30 years in this motherfucking military. I'd be the fucking Mick pawn. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's just the second thing, right? And then the third thing is, and this is something that just cannot ever happen, right? But it's been implemented ever since Pearl Harbor, and that is overnight duty.
What?
Duty days, bro. Like, when was the last time you was on a ship? You ain't been on a ship in a minute.
I'm going back, though.
Bro, you gonna hit that 6-section duty where every 6 days, man, you gotta stay on board the ship overnight.
Where I'm going, we don't do duty.
Oh my goodness, look at you.
Yeah, we don't do that shit.
I need that rate. But yeah, I feel like if the Navy really wanted to work on retention, right? One, we do have to raise the standards. Because when you do something to make everybody happy, you are going to get the people enlisting for the wrong reasons. I would rather have a 200,000 man force of just fucking killers than 400,000 man force where only 200,000 of the people are doing the work any fucking way. So raise the standards.
That's the organization now.
Yeah.
That's the thing now. You always get a cabinet of, not even that, you get a team. You get 50 people, you know what I mean, that all have a job, but only 5 of them are really about to knock this shit out.
Yeah, exactly. So get rid of them 50, stop paying them. Get them the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Show up, show out, do your thing.
Yeah.
But you know, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, I really do think that that's the issue of retention. If the government is listening and the military is listening, right? Federally legalize cannabis. Watch the numbers grow. And then the weak will weed themselves out anyway. People that can't stay out of trouble, they can't stay out of trouble. Regardless of what it is. Because I've seen some motherfuckers that don't do shit, bro, and they still just make the dumbest mistakes.
If you did that, we got to do your analysis. We got to do 100% on Mondays. And I'm talking on Friday when you off, you need a 48-hour clean toxin of cannabis.
Nah.
Fuck that.
No,
you only can do it once a week.
You don't.
On Friday night.
You don't. You just need to be grown about it. You just need to be grown about it. You need to be grown about everything. And that's something that takes time. And that is a risk, Chuck, that I do agree with you. I think that 18, 19-year-olds, it takes a lot of time to develop and instill, leadership in these young cats. But that comes with, experience, how they're treated in the command, how they're being taken care of, and not playing victim and blaming the military for every fucking thing. You know what I mean? A lot of victims out there.
There's a lot of victims out there. You're right about that.
It just kind of comes down to it. But I do truly believe that if you did just want to get an influx of people, you allow more freedom for people, but you raise the motherfucking standards. Raise the ASVAB. I wouldn't even qualify because I took my ASVAB and I got like the lowest of the low. You know what I'm saying? I went in, I took my ASVAB score, man. And I was like, they were like, hey man, good job. You passed. I was like, cool. I'm going to be a Navy diver. And I was like, nope, can't do that. If you go over there, man, talk to that dude. He'll tell you what you could do. And my shit was like BM, GM, AO, fucking ABH, which I am. I was like, fuck it, I'm out this bitch. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, raise the standards. Like, for example, your first enlistment. If you're joining the military for college, within your first enlistment, have a program built around college to then get them into the wardroom. But make it to where motherfuckers ain't got to waste half their enlistment on dumb shit. Like, let them be goal oriented. But once they get that college, man, you're going to hold them accountable, man. Like, hey, congratulations. Now you owe us 8 years, 10 years.
I mean, isn't that what we do anyway? We're ROTC.
Mm-hmm. There's programs, but notice those programs are getting easier and easier. The acceptance is getting easier and easier. For example, warrant officers.
Yeah.
Navy's got really bad retention for warrant. Well, not retention, but Navy's got a really low amount of warrant officers, right?
Word?
So everybody's just making warrant, bro. You put it in a package, you're going to be a warrant officer.
I didn't know that.
Navy needs them, especially in my community. Navy needs them. So, like, fuck the standards. And it did come from that DEI shit. There's a lot of
DEI shit.
There's a lot of shit there's a lot of DEI that has heavily affected the military because we want to make everybody feel appreciative. We want to make everybody feel safe. We want to make everybody feel like they're the greatest thing in the world, but they really ain't shit. They just fucking want to be trans. The Navy will pay for that shit.
Because it's fucking popular to be.
Because it's cool to be. It's popular to be.
Yeah.
It's a thing. But Chuck, I got something for you, man. We got to do a segment real quick. Some shit that we haven't done in a long time. And you did the last one, so we're not going to be able to put this into the end of the year word of the day thing. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give you a word, right? The archaic word of the day today is, oh, you know what? I'm tripping, man. What am I even motherfucking thinking? Word of the day. All right, so we all know the rules. You're going to have to use a word, and it's going to be graded on how clever it is, how funny it is, and if that does or does not make sense. Now, you, Chuck, you've already got your word of the day in for default, but earlier, I realized there's a little bit, and I'm not going to say lacking in vocabulary, but there's just a lot of words out there that people just don't know, but we like to bring up the old words for fun. So today, an archaic word is verbarian utterance.
The fuck?
Verbarian utterance. Verbarian is derived from the Latin for word. So it's an old school way of referring to something spoken or written. And utterance is an old term for a spoken word or statement. So it's like for example, instead of me saying word of the day, I could say today's verbarian utterance.
You got to say that from now on.
Today's
verbarian utterance.
Today's verbarian utterance.
Today's verbarian utterance is what?
That's your word? That's how you're going to use it?
Fucking crazy.
Is that how you're going to use it?
Today. Yeah. But my verbarian utterance probably would motherfucking be his goddamn peace amongst yourself, but at the same time, win amongst yourself. You can't have peace and win, but you still have to want to win. So there has to be some kind of tension.
Did you not hear that round of applause?
I did. I wanted to talk over it. Goddammit.
Oh,
that's my peace and tension. Peace and tension. They have to live in the same room, and that is my barbarian utterance.
Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Peace and tension. They gotta live in the same room, man.
Well, that right there, Chuck. I know that we kind of went a little bit into the military side of things, but we got a little bit of a better understanding for, human extinction, I should say,
Yeah.
right? Humanity as a whole. And I would even say the degradation of military retention. And I really enjoyed that conversation on CBD, THC, and alcohol. I think that you gave a great insight and mindset and a good alternative way to think as to why we should not have people enroll in the military that want to smoke weed. So thank you for that.
Yeah, fuck that. But nah, man. Hey, dog, I'm down for this land, and
Yeah, we need to get that bunker.
because that I kid you not, bro. Yeah, I remember looking at land a long, long time ago. And it was about $5,000 for 150 acres of land. I wonder what that land is called, how much it's worth today. And I mean, like, when I first looked into buying a house, this was back in like 2009. I was looking at land in like Idaho, Montana.
Look it up now. Once you log off, man, look it up. That shit's probably worth like
50,000, you think?
60,000 maybe. Depending
That'd
on
be
where it
fucking-
is, man. Depending on what the traffic location's like, and then the amenities around, the ease of use. Could be worth a
What?
lot, man. Yeah, look it up.
I would love to find out how much that shit would cost.
Yeah, dig into that. But that concludes our episode today of Great Morning. It is your boy Slightly Special over here, man, with DJ Chucky. Thank you so much for listening. DJ Chucky, you got anything, any last minute plugs for the listeners?
Well, let's get some fucking land, everybody. Let's get some goddamn land. I'm looking it up right now, man.
I'm
And-
actually interested in this.
Yeah, dude. And we can get some fucking land. 100 acres. Never mind. I don't want that shit because that's $1 million. Damn. You can get 200 acres for 180,000, but goddamn, we can get 5 acres for 500K. This is Eureka, Montana, though. This ain't like in the middle of fucking nowhere.
That ain't anti-nuke land.
Right.
I bet all the anti-nuke land is already purchased up, man. That shit's already probably gone.
I can't say, man.
You know?
You said, yeah, I can't say. I wouldn't be able to say that all that is, taken up. But we never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I fucks with it.
Well, great morning.
Great morning. Oh, I found it. You can get
Great.
35 acres for $10,000 in Kirkley, Wyoming. Let's go.
Great morning. Great morning. Great morning.